Hi, Mallory. Mr. Parrish here again. I'm going to take a couple of minutes to go over really just 2 points from the summary reaction paper. First point is the assignment requires you to present in the summary paragraphs two opposing points of view, we might say. And I didn't really see where any of the articles you included here were writing in support of standardized testing. Now, there must be a case for standardized testing. It continues. And so whether or not it's a good case or not, the point of the assignment is to present both sides of the issues. So that's a follow the assignment sort of issue. The next thing I'd like to really concentrate on, though, and here is the documentation and the way it works in MLA and really the way it has to work. So let's take a look first of all at your works cited page. So in your works cited page, you have this source, Matt Barnum, and then you have this article. There's no author for it, so you correctly begin with the title, The Effects of Standardized Testing, and then there's an article by Zeller and Lenk. Now the first issue we run up into is that neither Barnum nor Zeller and Lenk are actually cited in the paper. So here's probably what's going on. In the first paragraph, you reference the source, Mary Jordan, and Jordan is the source of this quote. However, Jordan is not on the works cited page. So obviously this quote either comes from Barnum or Zeller and Lenk. So let's say, for the sake of argument, that this appeared in Barnum. So when you get to the parenthetical citation here after the end of the quote, you would simply add something like that QTD, that's an abbreviation for quoted, in Barnum. Right, and then that would go in at the end of it. Where I have this sentence boundary, you have that comma. Well, there clearly should be the period, and that's where the period would go. Again, if this quote appeared in Zeller and Lenk, you would just do the same thing. You don't need to include them in the signal phrase, but you do need to include them in the parentheses. So as we progress through the paper, the School of Education Online said, now if we go down to your works cited page, that's again, I can't really match that up to any of these sources, but regardless, here where your signal phrase references the School of Education, your signal phrase has to relate to the first thing in the works cited page. So in this case, let's say you're referencing this article, The Effects of Standardized Testing. The easiest way to deal with a piece where you only have the article is to include that in a shortened version of that in the signal phrase. So you could say something like, one source points out, have the quote, and then when you get to the parenthetical citation, you could put in quotation marks, effects of testing, a shortened version of the title. And that would connect to that item on the works cited page. And then this information in the third paragraph, the 5 researchers and the students and the pressure, this clearly comes from a source. You're summarizing it, you're putting it in your own words, but you still need a signal phrase to indicate which of the sources it is. So let's say perhaps this appears in Zeller and Lenk, then you might have, in that case, something like Courtney Zeller and Olivia Lenk describe one study that was completed with 5 researchers. That's a way to attribute it to that source, and that would cover the citation part. This, of course, is tricky, but it is one of the most important things we learn in this class, and you'll need this skill in the subsequent assignments.